Well, you should know we have a seat waiting for you in the Delmarva Life audience. Come be a part of the historic Studio D fun. Book your seat by visiting delmarvalife.com and clicking on the show tab there on the left side now, or you can call 443-880-9116. When it comes to testosterone, it's almost like an unspoken subject. That's especially true if you have low numbers, but those numbers don't necessarily mean what you might think. So joining us this afternoon to explain are former professional football player Daryl Moose Johnston and Harry Fish, a regular contributor to Dr. O's show. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to have you here. So Daryl, let me talk to you first. It's kind of a touchy subject. You've got a story to share.
I don't really think it's a touchy subject. I think the big thing for me is after I retired, I continued to be active and healthy, and I was surprised as anybody to find out that I was diagnosed with low T. So, what I'm trying to do is I'm teaming up with AbbVie, and we're starting a campaign, Get in the Game, and I want to get the word out to all the men across the country that this is an issue that we need to talk about. We need to be a lot more proactive with our health.
Daryl, how did you know there was a problem?
The biggest thing for me, Jimmy, was fatigue. And as I mentioned, I like to continue to be active and healthy after I retired. I had changed my workout style from what I did as a football player to something I could do post-career. One of the big things I started doing was cycling. And if I had the time, there was a long loop that I would like to go on. And as time wore on, it got harder and harder to do that loop. And I was coming up with reasons not to work out, to shorten my workouts. And I could have gone the route of, well, I'm getting to that point in age that maybe this is just part of how life changes, but I wasn't ready to accept that yet. So, I took that first step. I called my doctor, set up the appointment, went in and talked to him about my symptoms, and it was appropriate for me to get tested for low T.
Daryl, thank you. Appreciate that. Harry, let me ask you a question. It's sometimes difficult for guys to talk about, but it's important to bring these things to the table because it doesn't just affect the man, it affects the spouse as well, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I want to tell the spouse, look, men are in denial, denial, denial. So please get your man to see the doctor, particularly if he has certain symptoms. Millions of men have low testosterone, and some of the symptoms are fatigue, increased weight gain, particularly around the belly, depressed mood, and sexual dysfunction. A lot of men have that. And certain men have a higher chance of having low testosterone. Listen to this. If you're diabetic, have high blood pressure, increased cholesterol, or if you have certain lung disorders such as COPD and asthma, you're at a much higher risk of having low testosterone. So if you have these symptoms, go to your doctor, talk to your doctor about these symptoms, and if appropriate, get tested for low testosterone.
All right, so let's talk about the Get in the Game initiative. What is that?
Well, the Get in the Game initiative is to tell men to go to the doctor. And by the way, we have a great website. It's called isitlowt.com. Let me repeat that, isitlowt.com. So all the information that we're talking about today is on that website. We want men to go to the doctor to, learn about their health, and if appropriate, get tested for low testosterone if they have the symptoms.
Harry, Daryl, thank you so much for everything you've given us here this afternoon. Daryl, before I let you go, let me ask you real quick, is there anything that you would to say to guys that think they may have low testosterone?
Take that first step. Be proactive with your health. Go to the website that Dr. Fish talked about, isitlowt.com. If you look at those symptoms, you have more than one of those, take that first step. Make that call. Go visit your doctor. Have that open and honest discussion. And if appropriate, get tested for low T.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Excellent information for us this afternoon. We appreciate every bit of it. Now, just in case you would like more information on what Daryl and Harry discussed today, all you have to do is go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab.
A lot of great information, Jimmy. Still to come on Delmarva Life, we're learning how to combine two favorite flavors into one tasty pasta dish. We're in the kitchen next. First, here's a look at what's coming up in the news on First at 5 on Fox 21 and later on WBOC News at 6.
Threw you way off there, didn't I?